Hello, this is John with Theology Ed. I was thinking, of course, the goat sticks his head out here, and he's clearly being prepared for the slaughter. It even looks like he's about to get his head taken off here by this guy. It looks like the shadow looks like a guy or stain, and this looks like something that'll take off the goat's head, maybe a sickle or something. But he's in a concentration camp, he's confined, and so on. And in my first pet goat video, I mentioned something about how we begin sort of locked up. When the video begins with us all confined, locked up, it looks like that. And, clearly we could actually end up in real camps. People could end up in real camps. But also this just could refer to being in a lockdown, in a locked up state when things start to take off. And so we go from here, of course, and we end up, seeing the title, all the 666 stuff. Then we see Satan's hands and Bush and Obama and the calendar and all this in the classroom. This is a really informative part of the video. Lots of symbols, lots of even you have the calendar on the floor with the kids, but on the wall it looks like you have not a calendar but a shorter range, like a period of weeks with what's happening on specific dates, such as the eclipse date, and then you have the Venus retrograde ends date. Then you have with a crescent moon. Then you have the house burning. Okay, now the house burning, and then looking at it with the moon, looking at the house burning, and then you have the East Coast, especially. But when he puts his hands in the devil horns or whatever that position, he points not just at the East Coast. It looks like Gulf Coast up the East Coast, right? So right about, let's just watch this for a second. Okay, here we are, getting real close. He does some moodgers there. That looks like them to me. I haven't taken the time to find all of them. Okay, so he's going to go to there. Okay, when he settles in, right there. It was one finger here, other one on the coast. So we have the coast all the way around. And what's interesting, and it made me think, if we do have some sort of a false flag attack, experience one, in which you have tsunami threats, because when we leave the classroom, what does it look like? We've talked about this several times. We leave the classroom, we back up, we've got what looks like a water event, right? The land has been taken out, the fence goes into the water. That means that what was land here, a fixed structure was on it, connected to here, is gone. Okay? Water has wiped things out. And this, of course, looks like a tsunami possibly coming in at the city, New York City. Okay? So we have another thing it looks like to me is a series of crescent moons, which could be a hint of something, right? But we have, and I think this was mentioned in that Robert Wissenbach, one of his videos, mentioned that this looks like a crescent moon here as well. And I can see that. Either crescent moon or could look like an eclipse coming in. But I don't get sidetracked with little details right there. What I want to continue with is big water event. This tsunami, of course, would be caused by an earthquake or something imitating an earthquake or triggering one. Okay? And land being moved in such a huge way would be an enormous earthquake or the consequence of erosion. Okay? Now, and I thought to myself the other day when I felt an earthquake, and I said, what in the world? We'd never have earthquakes. And I thought, well, that's sort of scary. I said, well, what could that be all about? and I thought, where do I not want to be, or where do I want to be if there's an earthquake? Where would I want to be? I thought, boy, I would like to be out on the street somewhere, or not driving, just out walking or out somewhere outside of a building, so that I could stand back, kneel down or something, or hold on out there and just ride it out. Shaking is not going to kill me if I'm not under anything. But I thought, where would I not want to be? I wouldn't want to be in my house. If this is referring to a lockdown, and being in the house is sort of represented as, your doom. You're going to be toast here and taken out. Being in a house is going to keep you relatively safe from most things because we're so spread out. I mean, it takes something pretty significant to wipe out lots and lots of houses or people in them. But if you had enormous earthquakes or a tsunami on the coast or something like that, being in your house may not be the best place to be. Depends on, especially an earthquake, because it puts you in a position of vulnerability if the earthquake's big enough that your house can't withstand it, or things start to fall, and so on. And so, just a thought. I'm not, but when you put together those scenes, maybe it means something. Take care. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff.